Living life to the fullest may mean the most to one Asheville man who has a second chance at life. News 13's Ingrid Alstead joins us with this story of new beginnings.
You may know the definition of freedom, but to see its face, you'll have to meet Edward Chapman.
Whoa.
Letting go of your past can be a challenge.
Ooh, it's falling off the bone.
Especially a past like Edward Chapman's.
What's going on there, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's all right. I still love you.
You realize his past isn't holding him back from joy. That unmistakable chuckle flows freely.
It's what 2 semesters of culinary school.
Good food and good friends would make most men grin.
I hope it's all good to see you. Good to see you.
But Edward's smile doesn't fade. He spent too many years without one.
Sometimes I catch myself if I'm staring off somewhere, feel like something running down my face, and I'm doing like this, and there's tears. Sometimes I'm not even conscious that I'm doing it. It just happens, if something just triggers it.
For almost 15 years, Edward was confined to a steel cage on death row, waiting to be executed. He was convicted of murdering 2 women in Hickory. They were crimes he didn't commit. It wasn't until April 2nd, 2008, the day Edward was exonerated. It was Pam, Alex, and Frank who fought for Edward's freedom.
They always going to be family to me.
How would you feel if that happened to you? And, he's Mr. Sunshine.
I'm not going to sit around moping and whining. I'm going to get on up and just keep on stepping.
Edward returned to a world he left in 1992.
Pam gave me a cell phone, first cell phone.
Technology had changed.
Oh, yeah.
But some people's view of Edward stayed the same.
I'll still have the title as a former death row inmate, regardless of how long I live. That's going to be there.
One of the most common questions for me was, is he socialized?
It was tough to find work and a place to live.
That was scary.
Look, the guy spent 14 or 15 years in jail on death row, and he didn't do it. So give the guy a break.
So Tom Callahan did, renting Edward a house.
That's how good he was.
He's a model for anybody. If you feel bad for yourself, think of Edward. And he doesn't feel bad for himself.
These are 2 dishes I've the first time trying.
To start with him there on death row and to see him now.
And jalapeno ceviche.
I never really envisioned that we'd get this far.
And a green one?
And a green one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Edward found love and family in this second chance at life, marrying a woman who has 5 children.
She always hollering, Poppy Edward, Poppy Edward. They keep you busy, that's for sure. They definitely keep you busy.
Why are you doing that work?
Yeah, I'm doing the interview. Yeah, 6 years out.
6 years of freedom is something to
celebration time. Come on.
When one cheats death,
And then you say,
life is sweeter.
There you go.
Edward's joy is clear now.
oh, yeah.
For this is the face of freedom.
That's what everybody lives for. That's what happiness is about. And I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world.
Living for Edward is like walking on air after walking free. And Edward has dreams of opening his very own food truck right here in Asheville. He'll name it Miss Emily, the youngest member of his new family.